Wisconsin area, and then we got one down here in Ohio. Y'all down there in Texas, your time is coming. Okay, this evening yet. Um, you look at the HRR model, what it's doing right now.
Tornado warning for central Winnebago County in north central Illinois until 08:45 p.m. CDT.
Let's see where that one's at now. It's right there. It's an extension of the one that was ongoing. It's an extension here. All right, let's get going here now, because we got a lot to talk about here. So look what happens. The HR model is updating right now. Watch what happens in the middle of the night. You guys down there in Texas, like I said, your time is coming yet. Okay, it's still gonna be coming in the middle of the night. Look, I'm going backwards in time. I'm gonna stop it right there. That's at 10 p.m. this evening. That's Eastern Standard Time. It's 9 p.m. Central. You know what's down there in Texas? You guys, now up in Indiana, watch up here in Indiana too. This is what it looks like through 7 a.m. Now, notice though, look over at look down in Ohio where we just had that warning. How wild is that over in Ohio? Right where the HR model has the smallest of updrafts right here. I don't know if you guys can see that there in Ohio or not. Look at those small little updrafts in Ohio. And where's that one tornado warning at? Y'all, that's how good this daggone model is, guys. It is nuts how good that model is. Look at that. There's our tornado warning here in Ohio. Exactly, almost identically where it's right in the central part of Ohio right here, as you can see. I think the HR model may be off just a little bit there. Yeah, it's pretty close. Notice there's updrafts there. I say this all the time. You can't just follow one little dot here and there. It's a regional outlook. So there's the region right there. There's the region. Now, there it is. But look at the updrafts that's going to occur tonight across Iowa into Illinois, Wisconsin, going across Michigan. And over here in over the Great Lake Michigan, and then getting over here into Michigan, guys. There's going to be some serious stuff right here happening tonight here in Michigan. Some serious bad things going to happen there in Michigan tonight. And this is between now and 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And if you look at those updrafts there in Michigan, look at that. What time is it there at that point in time right there? What time do they cross in Michigan? Well, that's coming up in the next hour. Those updrafts start up there in the next hour. That's what it looks like at 1 o'clock in the morning. There's 2 a.m. There's 3 a.m. So you get those updrafts starting up here about 11 o'clock. And then from 11 o'clock to 3 a.m., they move from here down to here in Michigan. Then you go down there into Texas. Back this up. That's at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right there. 9 o'clock Central. And then look what happens there at 10 p.m. Central. That's 11 p.m. Central. That's midnight. That's 1 a.m. That's 2 a.m. That's 3 a.m. And that's 4 a.m. Now, and things kind of calm down after about 4 o'clock in the morning. So what time things begin to calm down. And then the next day, y'all, we start all over again. Look at those strong updrafts right here. I mean, it's coming there out of Nebraska, there into Iowa. That's Minnesota, I think it is. I believe it is. Yes.
Tornado warning for Walworth County in southeastern Wisconsin until 09:15 p.m. CDT.
It comes out of Iowa there into Wisconsin. Minnesota's right here, and you can see. Look how no, I'm sorry, it's right here. This is Iowa. Look at this. Look what happens. Man, look at that strong updraft that's coming in here for tomorrow. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie there, y'all. Strongest updraft we've seen all year. Without a doubt. That is the strongest updraft we've seen all year is right there moving through Iowa. Gonna be some, y'all, there's gonna be some monster, either very, 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 very large hail falling right there, or there's going to be some major tornadic activity that are happening tomorrow. And that's coming in again when tomorrow evening, about 4 o'clock in the evening is when that comes in right there in Iowa right there. So you storm chasers, boy, I'd get to Iowa after tonight. You get yourselves over in the western part of Iowa and just keep going across the state of Iowa all night, all evening tomorrow, and you're gonna get either some monster hail or some really strong tornadic activity that are going in. There ain't no doubt about it. There ain't no doubt about it, guys. There is going to be some monster hail or some tornadic activity moving through Iowa. Let's update this ahead on going out. Let's see. And you can see those updrafts. Now look down here in Oklahoma. That's now going into Missouri here about 2 p.m. tomorrow right here. And they move into about central Illinois. Look at Indiana getting into play there tomorrow afternoon. This is at 1 p.m. Look at Indiana after 1 p.m. tomorrow. No, those are some really strong updrafts. Now, if you look at the storm prediction forecast for tomorrow, this is what they have for tonight. This is for tomorrow. What do they have? They're going to update this, and they're going to have to raise the threshold here some. They're going to have to. I don't see any way out of it, especially up here in Iowa. Man, that strong updraft right up here. This is the tornado portions of the Storm Prediction Center for tomorrow. They don't have it. They have in the green 2%. Nah, this needs to be raised, and the intensity level needs to go to at least a 2 up there. If this HR model is correct right now, with that right there that we're seeing right there, they got to raise that intensity level something fierce like right there. And you can see what's happening tomorrow. Y'all, it's not gonna be pretty. Let's go south now. And you see the updrafts down here, and those are coming in tonight down there in Texas. That's still coming in tonight. There's midnight right there. I backed it up. That's 10 p.m. Central. That's 11. There's 12. That's midnight right there. That's 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and about 2 a.m. in the morning is when everything stops down there in Texas. Do we have anything else to worry about there on Wednesday? It does not look like right now, Wednesday, it does not look like Texas has anything to worry about, say, tomorrow. Don't see that right there. Through midnight tomorrow night, there is nothing on the graphic here for Texas for tomorrow. Nothing. Everything is going to be up north. Everything. You know, isn't it funky that, say, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, y'all, we've not had any precipitation, really no precip, and no the scary stuff, meaning tornadic activity at all, really yet. Man, are we dancing here and just waiting for something bad to happen? Boy, I hope not. I hope not. Is our time coming? Say, along the Gulf Coast here? We shall see. We shall see. If you look at the long-range modeling here right now, look what it's been. This is what it looks like this week here from CFS. This is the CFS modeling here. Look what it looks like this week. See where all the red is at? This is supercell composites. Look where it's at. Well, that's where everything's happening at, right? Then you get over here into next week, say April 21st to the 28th. Again, not really much difference there. The only difference is you don't have a lot of supercell activity there. So next week we might have a little bit of a shutdown here as far as severe weather. Next week we might shut down a little bit. Still going to be some activity, but nothing like we got to go over here. Then look over here. Then we come over here to April 28th through May the 5th. Notice now how instead of things going up and around, what's happening here? Now we're getting it right along the Gulf here, aren't we? It's coming into Texas and Louisiana over here. So Louisiana, maybe in a couple weeks, say around the 28th time frame of April through the May the 5th time frame, then things are going to start progressing and maybe coming into the Gulf Coast states here. Just a little bit of action there coming into the Gulf Coast states. So no certainty of this. I'll say this all the time. The CFS is a pretty good modeling group. When you get to 3 weeks out, there's going to be errors. We know that. There's going to be errors. So I wouldn't bet on this necessarily being accurate here too much. But it is giving us a chance of some severe weather from Texas there in Louisiana on that last week of April going into May 5th time frame. And that's all. That's what it's showing right now. If I again go in here and look at Friday, now we got to talk about something here. If you look at the Storm Prediction Center forecast for tomorrow, there it is. Here's day 3. Day 3, what's that? Well, we just got marginal risk, nothing really bad. Okay, doesn't mean you can't get a tornadic cell in that area. Okay, doesn't mean that, but it's a small threshold of a categorical 1 threat level in the darker green here. You can get a tornado in the light green here. Strongest possibilities in the darker green, but usually we don't get that tornadic activity going with much magnitude until we get to less categorical 2, 3, 4, or 5. God forbid we see a 5 this year. All right, now here's where it gets a little interesting though, guys. Is that day 4? We got day 4 and you got day 5. Boy, look out, and I do mean look out, across Kansas, getting over into Missouri, Iowa, that area right there. You know, when the Storm Prediction Center on day 4 goes outrageously high at 30% level, at day 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, you know we're going to have a problem. Okay? We know a problem is coming. And guys, I guarantee you right now, it may not be exactly in this exact area here, that brighter orange. But I'll tell you right now, there is going to be a very, very bad severe weather event imploding here in this general area right here on Friday into Saturday morning. And here's why I'm saying it. I want to show you what the European model here is doing. We'll wait for this HR model to update, and I'll come back to it. All right, let's get in there into Friday time frame, okay? And I'll show you why I'm a little bit frightened of what's getting ready to happen here. There's Thursday. You can see the lightning flashes there. Now, what's going to happen here on Friday and Saturday? Let me go to the central region here so we can see this a little better here. You can see that. Now look at there at 9 p.m. on Thursday. That's some pretty strong stuff move there through Kentucky into Tennessee right there. You see it's almost, you almost got like a derecho push right there to a certain degree, don't we? Could be a strong wind gust there coming through that area right there on Thursday into Friday, and Thursday morning there, into Thursday evening. All right, now let me show you what I'm talking about here with this lightning flash here coming into play on Friday here now. All right, don't have nothing there at, say, 2 o'clock in the morning Friday. Everything is shut down here. It's like the atmosphere is reloading. There's what it looks like at noon on Friday. That's 12 noon Friday. Now watch what happens here. Y'all, we get an explosion happen in the afternoon here. Look at this. Look how things absolutely explode in that area right there. And I mean really crank up at 6 p.m. on Friday right there. I mean, it is explosive stuff. What the heck is causing that? Do we have an area low pressure? Yep. There's your trough of low pressure right there. You got low pressure up here. You got another area. Look at 996 low down here. 996. So we got anchors of low pressure riding along that ridge right there. Anchors of low pressure. And you got tremendous lightning right here. What's the K-index? Well over 40. It's got to be over 40. It's 41.2. Look at that. 41.2. Again, this is 5 p.m. on Friday. Now let's just analyze this real quickly here. I'll go to a different time frame here in a minute. So we got a 3,200 surface cap in this sector right there. 3,200. 3,276. So really high surface cap. And that lightning is busting through that surface cap, guys. You get lightning and thunderstorm activity busting to a 3,000 surface cap, you got explosive, and I do mean explosive thunderstorm activity. Explosive stuff. This
Tornado
is why,
warning for Racine County in southeastern Wisconsin until 09:30 p.m. CDT.
There you go. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 2, 3. We have four tornado warnings right here in this general box right here. Let me get over there in that area. Okay, there we go. All right, let me go back to this now. So you see where Storm Prediction Center is. Now, is the European model, is it kind of matching up with it? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It does. And that's what it looks like at 5 p.m. Now, let's go forward, though. Okay, and is this going to be tornadic activity? What's the dew points in that area look like? 60 dew points in that sector. So the dew points are high enough to support violent stuff. Now, what's the 500 millibar wind look like? Don't have a really strong 500 millibar wind. It's not real strong at 500 millibars, but you look at the direction it is moving in. You still got 70 knots of wind shear moving through this area right through there. You can see where the knots are, where the winds are, when the wind barbs are coming from. Here's the 700 millibar. Now, there's what the problem is. Look at this 700 millibar wind. Look how strong it is, guys. So we have a really strong 700 millibar wind. And you see the direction it's coming in. Same exact, almost identically direction that the 500 millibar is coming in. Now, where's the lower level winds coming from? And look where they're coming. They're coming in this direction. So you got the 500 millibar winds moving in this direction. You got the lower level winds moving in this direction. Now, is it a perfect negative tilt? It is not. And I repeat, it is not a perfect negative tilt. But y'all, here's the problem at hand. It does not have to be a perfect negative tilt. It does not have to be that perfect negative tilt. Because all the rest of the stuff is creating a violent thunderstorm activity in this area. And I do mean violent stuff is happening here. And look, there's 6 p.m. There's 7 p.m. Wow, look at that. Look at 7 p.m. There's 8 p.m. There's 9 p.m. There's 10 p.m. Still got it going on. There's 11. Now, here's my problem at hand. If you look at the Storm Prediction Center, is that sector there, say over in Illinois, all the way back in Oklahoma, is it covered from the Storm Prediction Center outlook? It is a little bit. So what are they going to have to do? Y'all, they're going to have to expand this. So tomorrow, when we get up, this day 4 will become day 3. We'll have a much better outlook and a forecast from them for that day 3 outlook when it comes out. They are going to have to expand this severe threat level, say down here in Illinois, and probably they're into look at going across Missouri right there. Yo, that's some really strong stuff there in Illinois, and all the way out back there to Oklahoma there. See what I'm saying? It's kind of there. They still got it covered. They're in the yellow there. It is still there. Now, what happens after, say, 11 p.m.? Does it keep going? It does, doesn't it? Look at that. That's 2 a.m. There's 3 a.m. There's 4 a.m. Now, by that time, it's fading out a little bit. There's 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, what is getting ready to happen? You guys down there in Texas, what's getting ready to happen? Sun's coming up, isn't it? Now we're getting ready to what? Now we're getting ready to get the heating of the day to increase the activity down here in Texas and across Arkansas from what? The sun rising. Sun rises, heats up the land, causes air to rise, right? Now do we get that thunderstorm activity popping into play in the afternoon hours right there? Boom! Look at that. At 5 p.m., here we go across that area right there. Right where the sun has heated up the surface of the land, here we go again. And that's what it looks like then at between, that's 8 p.m. on Saturday evening. There's 11 p.m. And that's 2 o'clock in the morning. Things are starting to fade out there now a little bit in the middle of the night, which is thankful that 2 o'clock in the morning is not really, really, really bad. South Texas now, are you getting into play there? Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, you're getting some of that really strong stuff there too. So at 2 a.m. Saturday night, skies are going to be rumbling, guys. Now, how accurate is this? This is pretty accurate, okay? This is not like it's way out there in time. The accuracy of this is pretty good. It's really pretty good. All right, now let's go ahead a little bit further out in time. When is that next really violent? Y'all, I think, honestly, truly, I think Friday. I think we got a problem here. Friday into Saturday morning. At 2 o'clock in the morning, look at that right there. Y'all, that's some violent stuff that's happening right here. I mean, that's violent stuff right there when you look at the lightning right there. I mean, that just has supercell activity written all over that right there. Now, we can't get out there in that timeline yet. We got to have the short-range models to see how bad this is going to be. But, y'all, they use this European model as a guidance to give them what the severity is going to be and where it's going to be located at. Okay, it's there. James is saying there's an observed tornado warning in Wisconsin right now. An observed one. Let's look at that real quick. Yeah, I get that. I get why it's observed. That looks pretty daggone strong right there. That's a really good twist right there going on. Could be another one actually forming down here in this area right down in here as well. That general sector right in there could be one. Looks like a little bit of a hook there going on too. Maybe even right there. There's a lot of rotation in the atmosphere. Look where I look at over here and see that little hook right there. You look over here, it's right on the outskirts of that as well. I wish Radar, James, I wish Radar Mega would update that. Man, I really wish they would. Fix it so that you can split screen it right there and draw something on something. Like if I split screen this, let's see, make sure I'm doing it right here. I think that's what I want. Yes, if I split screen this and I put up over here this what I have up here, which is the velocity mode here, same way that we had over on Radar. Problem is, if I want to draw something here, okay, if I draw something over here, like right here, it doesn't pop up over here. You see that? It doesn't pop up over here. And that's a flaw in their kind of in their system here. They need to fix that so that whatever happens over here, where you draw over here, it pops up over here too. Same way Radarscope does. See, Radarscope has it, have it down. If I draw something even on this page over here, it puts it over here too, and that's the way it should happen. If I could do an update for Radar Omega, that's what I would do. How many of y'all got taxes to do yet? Patricia, Janie, Geraldine, you have your taxes done? Tim got his done yesterday. Paula, Connie, Kim, Vicky, Teresa, you got your taxes done? Boy, I got mine done yesterday, and or let's see, what day? What? Yeah, yesterday was Monday. I did mine yesterday. It only took me about 5 hours. Is what it took me to do my taxes. Everybody's saying 5 hours, Tim, really? Yeah. It took me about 5 hours. I got a lot going on. I sell stocks. I have a lot going on financially that I gotta take care of, and it takes a while. I do my own. I really do my own. And let me ask y'all this: did you get back more money than you have in the past? Did it surprise you that you got back a little bit more? Did anybody get back a little bit more than you expected in the years past? I did. I can tell you that. That tax bill that got passed, y'all, that helped people out a ton this year. Deb says no, did not help her. No, you did not. You don't have your taxes done, or no, you did not get as much money back as you expected. Did you get a refund back, or did you have to pay? Normally, y'all, I have to pay every year. I'll be honest with you, I have to pay my wife and I have to pay a lot every year, and I get tons held out. Um, but this year here, and I did nothing different except made more money than I did last year, the year before last. But I got same amount of taxes were held out of my checks and stuff that's normal. But my wife and I got back money that I didn't expect to get back. Honest, truly. My son paid more this year than last year. I paid, Deb. No, that's all I'm wrong. I paid more tax. My wife and I paid more taxes this year than we did the year before. But you should have. Okay, if you paid more taxes, you probably made a lot more money then. Okay, now we made more money than we did the year before, and we didn't do anything differently, quite frankly, than we did the year before. But we got back more. I actually got a refund back rather than owing the government more. Is what I'm saying. And with the new tax bill, you should have seen. If you did not see a reduction, you probably made a lot more money then. And I don't know. It's there's a lot of people. Most everybody I know of out there, my personal friends and my family, they were shocked to get more money back this year. Man, this is getting to be a pretty good size hook here, James. Look at that. This thing's really cranking up here. Y'all, if you got any family in this area right here, this is really bad. This is really bad right here. I told my wife, when I called her and told her I had the taxes done, I said, it's ugly, Kim. And she says, oh, don't even tell me. Tell me when I'll get home. So she comes in the door yesterday evening, and we're getting ready to go to the Lightning game. And my throat's been messed up something fierce like, and I couldn't hardly really talk too much. But I told her, I said, honey, it wasn't good. You don't want to know. And she said, tell me, what is it? What is it? What is it? And when I told her, she looked at me and says, are you kidding me? Why'd you have me all going for? I told her, I said, well, we got enough to pay for our drink package on the cruise now. I don't know if you all realize or not. I think this is the amount it was. If you're 65 years and older, okay, if you turn 65 or more in last year, if you're older than 65 or more or older, y'all, you got a tax cut, something fierce like. There was like a $6,000 more deductible for those people that are 65 and older. So who did it affect more? The elderly, y'all. That's who it really affected a lot. And I would say probably the young people, like my children. They too got affected a lot this year with that. So it may have hurt some, but it helped a lot more, I think, is what happened. All right, enough of that. If I just tell y'all how much they kept, I don't even want to think about it. But you know what? If you make a lot of money, I look at like if you make a lot of money, you should probably do the right thing and spend it on through your taxes. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it. Do I like it? Nope. Man, this thing's I don't like. This is really a bad storm right here, guys. And this is observed. Radar confirmed. It's not. Let's see. Radar confirmed tornado southeast of East Troy heading east. So it's the radar confirmed. It's not been observed. That's interesting, James, of putting it, isn't it? It says observed, but it says radar observed. Well, I can verify it is radar observed right there. Oh my gosh, is Geraldine on here? I think I seen her early. Geraldine, I forgive me, but I have yet to order your mug. Oh my God! I just now thought of that. Wow, wow. When I get off here, I will get that done. All right, let's while we're watching this right here. And again, if you have family or friends south in Milwaukee, y'all, there's a bad tornado on the ground right here. This looks bad. Let's look at the correlation coefficient here real quickly here. Yeah, right there it is. Right there is the correlation. Right there is definitely a little bit of a debris clutter. Looks like right there. All right, let's go back over here now. Let's see when is the next big storm system come into play after we get through this. I'm telling you guys, man, Friday and Saturday is going to be violent. It's going to be violent here. Friday and Saturday is going to be really violent. Let's go to the eastern half of the United States now and see does this reach over here? Do we get any moisture, say in Florida? Please give us some rain. Look at that. Nothing. 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 No lightning over Florida at all. None. Stays out in the Atlantic. Now, maybe we'll get a little bit of rain out of that frontal boundary right there. Maybe next week we'll get some rain right there, but it doesn't look promising. All right, now let's go back to the central region. When's that next violent looking storm system coming to play? Do we see anything out there? Well, there's April 22nd. Now, you remember what the guys from Northern Illinois was showing us there? I believe it was Northern Illinois website. Remember what this here was? What's that date there? April 28th, May 5th time frame. There's April 22nd. Wow, look at that right there at 2 o'clock in the morning going through Texas there. That's a doozy of lightning strikes. Look at that. Look at that April 23rd right there at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. 2 p.m. on it next Tuesday. Yeah, next Tuesday, guys. That's some stiff looking lightning right there going through Texas right there. And then it moves where? Into Louisiana. Look at that. Look at you guys in Louisiana right there. Getting some strong lightning on not this Friday, but next Friday. Now, can this be off? Absolutely. Timing here could be off. Everything could be messed up here. But looks like at the end of next week, there's going to be a violent storm system coming into play here. End of next week. And that's the end of the run right there. There's the end of it right there. That's the end of the run. So it looks like right now. Again,
Tornado warning for southwestern Newaygo County in west central Michigan, central Muskegon County in west central Michigan, until 10:30 p.m. EDT. Central Muskegon County in west central Michigan.
I think this is the first one in Michigan, I believe it is. I just called my one of my friends. They're a customer, but they're a friend, always a friend first, and told him to watch his mom and dad. They live in this general area right in through here of Michigan right here. They live in the southern parts of Michigan, South Michigan area. He goes to University of Tampa, and he plays lacrosse at UT. But he's from Michigan, is where he's from. So, anybody have any questions tonight? Let's look at rain. How much rain are we going to get out of all this? Out of all this, how much rain? Who's going to get the rain? Boy, look at poor Florida. Absolutely not much of anything. Over nearly a 14-day period, y'all. Over a 14-day period, look at Florida. Barely any rain. Central region. Look at all the rain up here in northern parts of Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois. You're getting a lot of rain. 8 inches. Louisiana, look at you guys. You guys now on that last storm system, look at that. Look how much rain you're getting there. So next weekend, guys, like next Friday and Saturday, not this Friday, Saturday, but the following Friday and Saturday, y'all, there's a lot of rain getting there in Louisiana right there. And I would say well-needed rain. 7 inches of rain falling here in Louisiana. And as much as 8 comes down. James, you're going to get 2 or 3 more inches of rain in there in your area. If you go to southern parts of Texas, south central Texas, down in Padre Island area, Brownsville area, 2 or 3 inches of rain over next.
Tornado warning for northeastern Kenosha County in southeastern Wisconsin until 09:30 p.m. CDT. Northeastern Kenosha County in southeastern Wisconsin.
Guys, we're going to get those tornado warnings all night. You've seen the HR model, what it's doing. It is ugly, ugly, ugly. And it's going to be like this all night long up here. It's just not going to stop. Just look at the drafts here. Man, Indiana, Ohio for tomorrow. Guys, there's going to be some bad things there. Now, if you look at the Storm Prediction Center again for tomorrow, do they have anything over in through Indiana and Ohio? Do they have much of there? Look at this. Oops, wrong day. There's a tornado risk. Yeah, they do, don't they? For tomorrow, there is some things there for tomorrow. So it's in the green. Are they going to raise that? Probably so. Yeah, I would say probably so. If you look at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, not much going on. 1 p.m., here we go. About 1 o'clock in the afternoon, guys, when the updraft starts, say in central Indiana, moving there into Ohio. Look back there into Missouri. Is there anything happening there in Missouri? There it is right there at 5 p.m. And look at those updrafts moving through Indiana. Y'all, that's some really strong stuff going through central part of Indiana there in Ohio right there. They're going to have to put a risk level up here of at least a categorical 2 risk level here in this area. Got to be. So they'll extend this yellow tomorrow morning when we get up. I don't think there's any doubt about it. They're going to have to extend this yellow a categorical 2 risk level. At minimum 2 into the Indiana area there. Now, I think 2 is about right from when I look at the HR model. 2 looks about right. But, wow, the violence up here, though. I can't get over that violence right there coming out of Iowa right there. Guys, James, have you seen an updraft that strong in a while? I have not. I'll be the first to tell you, I have not seen a violence of a updraft that strong. I'm going to stop it right there. That's through midnight tomorrow night. Let's look and see what the RFS model, is it giving us that same looking updrafts going through Iowa right there tomorrow night? Let's look at that. It does. Look at that. Look at that area right there. It's doing the same thing, guys. So I'm telling you right now, y'all, if you're a storm chaser, after tonight, get over in Iowa. Get in Iowa, guys. Look at Indiana. Look going through central Indiana right here. Again, what time does that all happen there in central Indiana?
Tornado warning for northeastern Ottawa County in southwestern Michigan, southeastern Muskegon County in west central Michigan. Until 10:30 p.m. EDT. Southeastern Muskegon County in west central Michigan.
This part right here in Indiana happens tonight, in the overnight hours of tonight. Look at that. Sorry to say, y'all. This happens tonight, and that's what the RFS model is doing. Now look again. Watch this here, coming out of Iowa right there. Look at these strong updrafts going through Iowa there tomorrow, and look what's happening there going through Missouri, into Illinois, and again through Indiana there. Kentucky, look at you guys getting into act there. Now, this right here goes far enough out in time to get, what are we getting now? Here's Friday. Look what's coming into play here Friday. You remember that? Remember what Storm Prediction Center showed there for Friday at 30 percentile? Here's Friday. The RFS model's starting to show it. Look at that. Wow, wow, wow. Look at those strong updrafts coming out of west, getting up there into Wisconsin, moving through Iowa, getting there in Illinois. That, y'all, that's, I could do it like this so you can see this. You can see the line there. Look at that. That's 7 p.m. on Friday right there. This is actually the best way to do it, so you can see the time frame in. Let's look at this for tomorrow here. I'm showing. When does that go through Indiana right there? That's what it looks like at 3 p.m. tomorrow right there. There's 4 p.m. There's 5 p.m. Look at that going through central Indiana. Between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. right there. Really strong stuff there going through Indiana right there. Tomorrow afternoon. That's tomorrow afternoon, central Indiana. And here it goes again. Here comes some more stuff going through. Wow, that's northern parts of Illinois right there. That's late tomorrow evening into the overnight hours. There's 2 a.m. in the morning right there, about Chicago area at 2 a.m. And y'all, I don't know what else I can give you right now. I've done the best I can give you as far as what's going on here. Going to be some pretty strong stuff up here in Michigan. Oh, in the middle of the night up here. Again, if you got family up there in Michigan, y'all, I would call and tell them to look out tonight. If you got people that live up here in Michigan, I would give them a fair warning tonight. This is going to be a very rough night up in Michigan there. I'll get the HR model again right here. Look at Michigan right there at 1 o'clock tonight. There's 3 o'clock in the morning right there going through Michigan. You can see it. Really about midnight tonight. Right there is midnight right there. And you see how violent that thunderstorm activity there is. And that's 2 o'clock in the morning right there. So give your friends a call if you got family or friends up in there in Michigan there. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. My throat's about had it. So everyone have a blessed evening. I'll keep you guys updated. What's gonna happen there on Friday, Saturday, y'all? That could be a very violent storm system there coming to play Friday and Saturday. Tornado outbreak. We've not had what we call a true tornado outbreak. I don't believe this year yet. There was one stretch here where we had a pretty bad 2-day event. There was one 2-day event that occurred this year so far. I think we have a 2-day event coming up here into play for Friday and Saturday. I think that is a 2-day event coming into play. So y'all have a good night. Geraldine, I'll get your mug in the mail to you. I'm sorry about that. I absolutely blanked my mind until I seen your name up there this few minutes ago. So I'll get that out to you. And everyone have a blessed evening. God bless you all. And I'll see you soon. I'm trying to take a break a little bit. I don't know what's wrong. Man, I don't know if it's because all the pollen in the air down here with the grass getting green and blooming out and pollinating and stuff. What is going on? But man, my voice has been shot over the last 2 or 3 weeks here. I've just lost. You can hear how raspy I am. I can't really talk, guys. Man, it's been bad. So I need to get this voice back in shape here, because you know what's coming, don't you? You know, the tropics. They're coming, y'all. It's here we are. Look at that. April 14th. In 30 days, we'll be in the middle of May. Y'all, we've had tropical activity in the middle of May before. It could very easily happen again this year, especially there in the Gulf. Especially there in the Gulf with the warming of the water so hot there in the Gulf right now. So May is coming soon, and the tropics are coming with it. So y'all have a good evening. May God bless you all, and